Good morning. Daylight savings time has this whole setup a lot difficult, a lot more difficult than what I thought it would be. Um, so normally I'm driving and the sun's hitting me in my face, but because now it's technically earlier, right? Yeah, the sun's not up yet. Good morning, Cassidy. Glad to have you here. I have been off from content for maybe a couple days. Hey, Jared, want to start? I don't mind it. It's not that bad. If I'm wearing my glasses and I don't have my contacts in, then I'm not a big fan of it. But with contacts in, it's okay. Because my contacts kind of help correct for my stigmatism, so like I don't get like the harsh starburst from the lights. But like if I have glasses on, it's not fun. Cassidy, I'm assuming that you voted, and I'm assuming you votes for classics. Let me know if I'm right. Okay, sweet. There was like as soon as you joined, somebody else was in here too. So I was like, I don't know who actually voted. I'm curious, why do you prefer the live actions? I mean, the classics over the live actions. I'm right there with you. Like, I grew up on them, so it's just like that kind of hits home for me. But the live actions, most of them are phenomenal. My favorite live action is Beauty and the Beast, followed by I'd probably go with Aladdin. Lion King was just like a crazy visual when it came to the live action, but I still prefer the original Lion King to the live action. You can't get as many like facial expressions through the characters, so it's a little bit harder to connect with them. Aren't remade the feeling that some of them. Yeah, I agree. I think I like that Disney did the live actions. Don't get me wrong. I think it's really cool to see them in a different setting, but they're originals. They're not remakes of any kind. So those stories were meant to be told and originally supposed to be told in animation. So I agree. I think you're spot on with, hey, look, these are original stories. They didn't have to just go and recast and they basically take animation and put it on a real screen. But I still think it was a very smart idea from a business standpoint from them, to kind of reanimate the things that we grew up on and put them back out there for us to kind of connect with on a different level. So I think it was definitely smart from a business standpoint. And I mean, it was some of the castings were spot on. I mean, Emma Watson as Belle. I think the entirety of Beauty and the Beast was pretty much spot on. Like the casting for that movie was amazing. I think in Aladdin, Aladdin was not even the strongest character. Will Smith did a phenomenal job as Genie, not trying to be Robin Williams. He just was himself, which brought a different view to that character. And then the girl who played Jasmine, geez, what a phenomenal job she did. Like she knocked that out the park. More new Disney movies instead of. I agree. I agree. I think I think very soon we're gonna start getting more. I actually a video that I'm posting tomorrow kind of dives into this in and of itself. I believe that the era of Chapek for the Disney company is almost over, meaning that yes, he's been away from the company, but everything that was approved, set in motion, took 2 to 5 years to get through. And I think we're coming to the end of that, and I think you're going to start seeing Disney become more aggressive with newer ideas, pushing more boundaries, similar to what they did between 2010 and 2019, 2020. I think you're going to see a lot of changes in a good way and see the company kind of get back to its roots of being an entertainment company. And I think we're going to start getting more original stories again. I really think we're going to start getting that rather soon. I mean, Bob Iger just made the announcement that they could possibly do 7 new lands for the Disney parks. They have thousands of ideas, basically an endless pit of ideas for what they could do for not only the lands but for the movies. So I think we're going to be heading in a very positive direction for the entire company as well. Disney movies help children learn to cope with emotions. I agree. I think we're going to start getting to like the original, just kind of like where most of us grew up between the late 80s, the 90s, and then like the huge like just dominance of Disney between 2010 and 2019. And I think we're going to start getting back to those roots where it's just like their clean family entertainment fun. And you're going to start seeing a lot of new fresh ideas come back to the Disney company, I think, rather soon. That's just my opinion. I mean, what do I know? I don't work for them. But I just, looking from the outside in, looking at kind of like the decisions that have been made over the last couple of months, I think we're going to start getting really close to how Disney used to be. So I'm super excited for that. I know a lot of other people are excited about that. I think you're also going to start seeing Disney start pushing the boundary of innovation in the parks, where we're going to start getting a lot of green lights on blue sky projects. They're not going to be blue sky for much longer. We're going to start seeing like solid answers for what is going in places like beyond Big Thunder, what is actually going to be taking Dino Land USA and Animal Kingdom. Are we going to be getting expansions elsewhere in the park, such as like Hollywood Studios? When is Disneyland's expansions going to start happening? About to be 21, and I watch more Disney than real movies. I am right there with you. I'm 28, and that is literally me in a nutshell. So I feel for you. Cassidy, have you ever been to Disney? And we're up to 3 votes. Classics are still winning. I think the classics are definitely just going to win. You'd love to go to Disneyland, but it's expensive. I agree. I've been to Disney World, so I live in Louisiana. I'm an at-home Disney content creator. I live in Louisiana. I go to Disney World. I've never been to Disneyland. I will make it out there one day. It is a little more pricey to go out to Disneyland, just because mostly it's just the hotel costs out there. It's expensive. But I've been to Disney World, I want to say like around 15 times. I only went one as a kid growing up. My family just didn't have a lot of money. And then as I got into more activities through school, I was in band and like other extracurriculars where we got discounted rates to go. So I went a couple times through, maybe like 4 or 5 times through school. And then I've gone a lot as an adult. But I've never made it out to Disneyland, and my goal is to make it to all the Disney resorts around the world and get like the special pin and everything, which would be really cool to have. I have 2 people in here, so I don't know who else I can't say. I know me and you are having a good conversation. Not sure who else is on here. Hey, if you're here, you're more than willing to, and welcome to jump in the conversation, ask me a question. If you're new here, I'm an at-home Disney content creator out of Louisiana. I just went through a complete retheme on my page yesterday. I've been doing this for about 2 months now, and I decided, I was like, you know what? Compared to where I started out at compared to now, I was like, I need to kind of like freshen the page up, make it look a little bit better. So if you are new, please go check out the page, go watch something else. I'm an avid business enthusiast when it comes to Disney. I like to see how the things that they've done over 100 years and how can it affect your life on a personal level, and it's like making the best of any situation and finding your happy place. That's the reason I named this channel. They put a lot of work in them. I agree. I think here's the thing. So I grew up wanting to go into movies. I wanted to be a director. So like I got really into like George Lucas and a few others. So I've always had a deep connection to movies. And even the bad ones are still, in my opinion, like somewhat good. And it's like I don't really put down a lot of movies because like it takes a lot of work to get into this, especially in the animation. Like animation is insane. These guys put so much of their own blood, sweat, and tears into these movies and develop something that they think is precious and priceless to really help inspire the youth of the world. And I think a lot of people kind of get away from that. They just say, oh, it's a movie, and they don't really think of like what's the underlying thing. So it's like, I agree. I think more people should appreciate them. There are some things that Disney has done over the last couple of years that maybe I don't agree with, in the sense of like where they're at and how they've been standing like on political views. I think they're an entertainment company, and I think they should get back to the roots of what they do best. So it's like, but I agree, especially like the movies that we grew up on, like they're just wholehearted, good, clean family fun. And I think a lot of people kind of like underestimate that, and they undervalue that product. Because it's like it gives those movies and those like TV shows give a safe space for kids to kind of explore the world without having to necessarily go explore the world in an unsafe way. So I agree wholeheartedly. I think a lot of Disney movies are undervalued. And I would also say the same thing about like Universal, like DreamWorks movies, similar to Pixar. Like, I think a lot of people just like they go to be entertained, and like they don't a lot of times pay attention to what maybe the underlying point of the entire movie is. They're just like, oh, I want to go watch a movie, and it's like, I get it, like you're just a consumer at that point. But these movies are very much to help teach lessons and understand, for kids to grow in a positive direction. Yeah, I'm right there with you. Like, I have 2 kids, and we have to be like very careful, and like we do our best to like limit screen time and stuff like that as well. I agree, Cassidy. I agree with that wholeheartedly. Like, that's why, like, outside of like Disney movies and like a few Pixar, like not Pixar, a few DreamWorks movies and stuff like that. The only other content that I actually like put on for my kids is Miss Rachel, because she's amazing. Miss Rachel is absolutely amazing on YouTube to help teach not only like how to deal with emotions, but just like in general, like how to teach and learn. And then, which I'm not a huge fan of because he just is annoying, but Blippi, it's similar to Miss Rachel. But that's realistically like the only content like I allow my kids to watch right now. I have a 2-year-old and a 6-month-old. So yeah, I think realistically, I think a lot of Disney movies are undervalued. Cassidy, do you plan on ever going to Disney in the very near future? I actually am going. My family, we just booked a trip for October of this year. We're going to Disney World, of course, and we're going to see the transition from Halloween to Christmas. We've never been there for that exact time for the transition. We've been there for both Halloween and Christmas, but never just like right there when it changes. So we're going to be there for that. And I actually did an entire cost breakdown. So if you're interested, go watch it. I posted that video last week. Also, Cassidy, if you could, can you drop a like on this stream? It really helps me out. Definitely like to go to Disney. It's harder to save money nowadays with the percentage of cost being higher than non-pay. Yeah, I agree. It is definitely hard. I actually go into this in my video that I will be posting tomorrow. I have to finish up some editing on it. I post a new video every Wednesday, by the way. But I go into this a little bit as well. It's like the ever-rising cost of Disney vacations. Eventually, it's going to box out a lot of people where it's like they won't be able to go every year. For the people that actually do like to go every year, it's going to be more like, hey, I can go every few years. And I think that's drastically going to hurt the business if that's not addressed rather quickly. And I'm trying out some new things that we've never done. So we've never had the Disney dining plan. So we're trying that out to see if it's worth it or not on this trip coming up in October. Because a lot of times we go and we end up spending a lot more money than what we think or what we plan on, just because like we're in the heat of the moment at Disney. So this way, using the Disney dining plan, it's an upfront cost, of course. It is rather expensive, but I want to see if we save money or if I end up spending more than what I normally do when I go. And the goal is to spend less, but I don't know. We're also doing a Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. So my son will be a year and a half or like a year and 15 months by the time we get there. My daughter's already been once. She went at around the same age, about 15 months. Sorry if this camera is shaking right now. I'm on a bridge. And I also need to get a better mount for the phone in the car so it doesn't shake as much. There's one I want to buy. It's about $30. I just need to actually buy it. So my son will be the same age as my daughter went the first time. My daughter's going to be almost 3 by the time we go in October, November. So we're super excited. She'll be able to do the trick-or-treating at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween. That's how they got you. They show you all of these things that are so cute and you buy it. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It is very easy. And especially when you have kids and you go, whole new ball game. Whole new ball game. You think like you spent money before? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. When you have kids, it's like 5 times worse. You just want to buy every little thing, even though you know they're probably never going to play with these things or use these things, or they're going to use it once or twice and then they're just going to be done with it. But you're just like, they should definitely have this. Yeah. Done that. I actually had to fly out to Orlando for work. I work in sales. And we had a big kickoff for our company out in Orlando at the very beginning of February. So about a month ago. And we actually got to go to Disney Springs, which for me, it's like home away from home. But also because I only got to go to Disney Springs, it also kind of pissed me off because I actually didn't get to go to the parks. Like, it was just enough to like, oh, yay, I'm in Disney. But then I'm like, I'm not really in Disney. My dad once bought me a stuffed animal for... Hold on. I got to pick this up so I can read it. I lost it. He's sweet and got me another one. Well, that's nice. Also, guys, if you don't know, I am like a huge Disney addict. I actually didn't like really get into Disney until I got a little bit older. Like, of course, I've always been into Disney, watched the movies, watched the shows. But once I got older, when I say older, probably around like my teenage years, where I got to go to the parks a few more times than what I normally did growing up. I really got into understanding Walt Disney himself. If you ever have the chance to just go like read or just learn about Walt Disney, please go do it. I know a lot of people like mess with like the story of Walt Disney and they play on the jokes. It's like, oh, like he wanted to build a kid park because of XYZ. It's like, realistically, go watch or go read the story of Walt Disney. Like, the man was a genius of his time. He set the standard for what most people don't even realize, a lot of things that we use on a daily basis. But his entire just like idea was to build a safe, clean park for his family. And it was one man's dream that built 100-year-old company. Like, insane. And that's kind of like how I got into him, because I was like, if this one guy can have his own dream, chase it, and then it ends up being 100-year-old company, like, you can learn from that. Somebody can grab something from that story, even though it's theme parks and movies and stuff like that. Like, there is something there that you can attach yourself to help make yourself better. And I think everyone should take a chance and just go. Like, everyone knows the modern day, just like insane genius people like Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, like all these people that have built these crazy companies. Go read the story of Walt Disney. It's literally, I mean, you got to think, he started realistically building the Disney company in his like late 30s, 40s. And he didn't even get to see like his masterpiece, Walt Disney World, actually be completed. So it's like, it's crazy. He started chasing his dreams at, of course, an early age with like his animation, but like where he found his true passion in theme parks, like he didn't really get into that until he was much older. So it's like, you're never too late to really start chasing your dreams and like really thinking, hey, look, what do I want to do for the rest of my life, and how am I going to make this place or the things that I do my happy place? And that's realistically why I built this channel. I've also only been doing this for 2 months. Yeah, I agree. I wish you could have saw it in person, just because it's like, geez. And there's certain aspects of Walt Disney World itself, I mean, that are completely different than what he wanted because he died early. But the entirety of Magic Kingdom mostly is Walt's dream that was really put to life by his brother. I would have loved to have seen Epcot as it was meant to be, not just a theme park. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Epcot. Epcot's amazing. I would have loved to have seen it as what Walt really envisioned for it, other than just a theme park. Um, but guys, I'm pulling up to the gym. Um, Let me break down kind of like what my channel is again for those who are new here. We're up to 4 people in here, so thank you guys for tuning in. I am an at-home Disney content creator from Louisiana. I post long-form videos every Wednesday, shorts pretty much daily, between 5 and 7 days a week. I'm trying to go live 3 to 4 times a week since this is new. I wish more people would comment for you. I see them here. That's okay. It's all right. Not everybody has to comment. I enjoy when people talk to me, though. Like, Cassidy, you're amazing. Thank you for jumping in and have a conversation with me. I don't feel like I just want to talk just to talk. I have to do that on content anyways. So I love having conversation. I love connecting with people that are actually interested in what I have to say and just like giving me ideas on what to do. Which, circling back, if you are new here, please go watch, subscribe to the channel, watch something else. I've only been doing this for about 2 months, which I think I found some early success, but I want to make sure that I'm always putting out the best content for you guys on a daily basis. So if there's something new, hey, Hunter. Hunter, thanks for jumping in, buddy, but I'm about to get off and go train. But for now, guys, thanks for being here. Sorry, I just got a text message. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you guys. I will be going live again this afternoon. So go out, be you, be great. I'll see you in the next one.